What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE have officially lost their minds. A top WWE star is considering retirement. Is Liv Morgan leaving WWE? WWE officially calls up 2 NXT stars. Have WWE scrapped WarGames? The Backstage reaction to Zelina Vega's title win, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good. Is number 1, the future is now. A Raw kicked off with a promo segment from the new Seth Rollins stable featuring Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker. Rollins would explain that the stable represented the future, and Sami Zayn was quick to interrupt to call out Rollins' hypocrisy. Rollins would then give Zayn an ultimatum and inform him that he should seek a trade to SmackDown, or Rollins and his faction will take him out of action. The delivery from those involved was fantastic as usual, and Zayn was the right man to act as the first antagonist for the group. Number 2, the women's division heating up. The WWE has officially added several new women to the Red Brand's roster, including Julia and Roxanne Perez. The division is truly stacked, and both women are set for major pushes, as was seen with the Rhea Ripley and Perez matchup. The match itself managed to get around 10 minutes of action before the inevitable interference occurred. Women's World Champion Io Sky would also get involved, and it looks set that WWE are building towards a tag match, potentially at the Backlash event next weekend. Number 3, Becky's heel promo. The WWE wasted no time in revealing who attacked Bayley at WrestleMania, as it took Becky Lynch just a matter of minutes to reveal that it was her. Her motivations were based on logic and established continuity between the two. Lynch tried her best to get the crowd to boo her, but she still has a cool factor that is going to be hard to diminish. Lynch vs Lara Valkyria is now set for Backlash, and this feud has a ton of potential. The match will be for the Intercontinental title, and this will mark the first women's Intercontinental title match on a PLE since the title's inception. Number 4, Rusev the Redeemer. The WWE would show a vignette of Rusev, and Rusev explained that he had been in Abyss. In the vignette, Rusev would go through his history and various gimmicks, and that he would state that he's going to hunt people down and quote-unquote fix them. This was a fantastic vignette, and the character of this nature has so much more substance and equity than the Rusev Day persona that many fans expected him to return with. Number 5, Pat vs Gunther. One of the standout promos of the night came from Pat McAfee. McAfee would cut a passionate promo focused on Gunther's attack last week. McAfee's delivery was incredibly strong, and he would call out Gunther for a match. Whilst McAfee vs Gunther on paper sounds like a bizarre matchup, it will hopefully be a fun, entertaining PLE matchup. Number 6, the Vanguard of the Future. The Seth Rollins story ran through Raw, and each segment seemed to get better and better. In an incredible backstage segment between Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn, the duo ran through the lore between the two, and Heyman urged Zayn to take the trade to SmackDown. Rollins and his stable even sweetened the deal by stating that if Zayn agrees to go to SmackDown, he meets the winner of John Cena vs Randy Orton for the WWE title. The main event of the show featured yet another gripping promo segment between Rollins and Zayn before they transitioned into Zayn vs Bron Breakker. Raw went off the air with Zayn being curb stomped into the mat, completely disintegrating the friendship between Zayn and Rollins in the process. This was a great start to the introduction of the faction. Evidently, WWE are going all in on making Breakker a huge star. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Jay vs Logan. Well, as expected, WWE are building towards a Jey Uso vs Logan Paul match for the world title. Paul cut a generic heel promo on last night's Raw, and unfortunately, once again, it fell flat. Whilst Paul is fine on the microphone, the content of his promo lacks any substance, and he urgently needs to work on his character. Jay's work in the promo segment was significantly better, yet Paul seemed like an odd choice for Jay's first official title defense. Number 2, Cool Heels. One of the themes throughout Raw last night was that virtually all the heels were cheered. Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Becky Lynch all received cheers, and WWE needs to look at ways to get these names booed. Some names just have such a cool aura that it's hard to boo them, and when it comes to names such as Seth Rollins and Lynch, the crowd have such a long history with them that now it's going to be hard for them to obtain any type of genuine heel heat. There was nothing downright ugly on this show wasn't as strong as the incredible Raw After Mania show last week, yet it was still a decent show where the majority of the major segments were able to deliver. What would you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at WWE have officially lost their minds. Now, our top story today takes a look at the latest TKO business venture that has fans collectively speechless. Now, it's well documented that the ticket prices for WWE events have never been higher, and now TKO have taken things to the very next level. WWE are selling premium live tickets for SummerSlam 2025 for a grand total of $40,000. Yeah, that's right, $40,000. But of course, this doesn't just give you front row tickets. It also includes an in-ring photo opportunity at SummerSlam, private transportation to events, elite welcome event, private selection at all-inclusive pre-show hospitality with superstar appearances by Kevin Nash and more, post-show press conference access and desk photo op, tickets to both nights at SummerSlam, and tickets to SmackDown and Raw. Whilst this is a crazy price, it's been widely reported on X today that these tickets have actually sold out. The TKO are in a position where they know they can charge a significant amount of money for these types of tickets, and fans are gonna pay for it. Nevertheless, the company has been called out for being greedy, as this isn't even WrestleMania. This is SummerSlam, where tickets should be affordable to all. We know one person that's definitely gonna be there though, right? Yeah, that guy, also known as Green Shirt Guy, who reportedly shelled out $100,000 or more on WrestleMania tickets. Damn, just put this guy in the Hall of Fame already. Next up, a top WWE star considering retirement. A WWE star Naomi is arguably on the run of her career right now, yet the former women's champion is seriously contemplating retirement. Naomi recently appeared on the Bella Twins podcast, and during the appearance, she would state that her and Jimmy are wanting to have children, and this would involve her stepping back from pro wrestling. He's been talking about it for a long time. We have a lot to figure out, so I have to step away and, take care of my health, take care of myself. And if we're gonna have kids, I have to start that process very soon. So with that on my mind too, and on my plate, I think that makes, my time left here even more special and valuable to me, and that's why I'm just so passionate about what I'm doing, because I really think this might be it. Naomi retiring from WWE would be a huge blow for the company, but she's had a fantastic career and is potentially looking at a future Hall of Fame induction one day. Next up is Liv Morgan leaving WWE. Now, speaking of names potentially leaving WWE, it looks set that Liv Morgan is set to embark on a leave of absence from WWE programming. On Raw last night, Morgan noted to Nick Aldis that she needed time off to film a big Hollywood movie, and this is in fact completely legitimate. PW Insider Elite reports that Morgan is set to feature in a major motion picture, and the details will be revealed next week. Earlier today on PWInsiderElite.com, we know that there was talk she was having a big week next week. We have since been told that the film project will be officially unveiled next week and that Morgan has a major role in the film. PW Insider Elite also mentioned that another contact described it as the kind of opportunity that could cement Morgan as the next it girl in Hollywood if she and the project hit as internally projected. And many are speculating that Liv Morgan could be involved in the new Spider-Man 4 movie, possibly as Gwen Stacy. This is huge news for Morgan, and it's great to see that WWE allowing talent to explore ventures outside of the squared circle. This was previously an issue in the old era of WWE, as unless it was a WWE Studios project, chances of a wrestler receiving approval to feature in a major movie were extremely slim. Thankfully, the new WWE regime has realized that allowing wrestlers such as Morgan to do this makes them much more valuable as an attraction, and in turn boosts their wider popularity. Next up are the Wyatt 6 returning. Last night's Raw featured a potential tease for the return of the Wyatt 6. As Logan Paul was walking backstage, an LED graphic stand-up malfunctioned and the letters on the screen began to scatter. Our fans are convinced that this is the Wyatt 6 teasing a return to television and potentially setting their sights on the Maverick of WWE. The faction have been off television for some time now, and it's widely reported that when they return to television, Alexa Bliss is expected to be revealed as their leader. At one stage, the Wyatt 6 vs. the Judgment Day was on the horizon for WrestleMania 41, yet due to various reasons, including an injury to Uncle Howdy, the match was scrapped. It'll be interesting to see if WWE revisit this planned storyline or if they opt to go in a completely different direction. Next up, main roster call-ups official. As we covered in our Raw coverage, it does look like Roxanne Perez and Julia are officially Raw stars moving forward. This has now been confirmed by PW Insider Elite, as it says, it appears Julia and Roxanne Perez are being called up to the Raw roster. They each wore Raw debut patches that will be used by tops in the future trading cards, indicating that her appearances last week were indeed official debuts on the main roster. We're working to confirm that is the case, but since so many have asked, I wanted to address it. While Stephanie Vaquer continues to make appearances on the Red brand, these are likely linked to her promoting the NXT brand as she still remains the active NXT Women's Champion. Next up, another match added a Backlash. The 2025 Backlash PLE match card is finally taking shape, and the matches now confirmed for the show include John Cena vs Randy Orton in the WWE title match, Gunther vs Pat McAfee, and Lara Valkyria vs Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental title. With Triple H opting for a 5-match format for B-level PLEs, it's likely that 2 more matches will be added. Based on Raw, these will likely be Jey Uso vs Logan Paul for the world title, and no doubt a match from the SmackDown brand. Next up, I have WWE scrap WarGames. But there is rampant speculation on social media today that WWE could have scrapped WarGames. The annual graphic for Survivor Series has been released and it fails to feature the WarGames name attached to it. Whilst the WarGames name isn't featured on the official graphic, the graphic does feature a cage in the background. WWE still has a number of months to decide how they want to proceed with the annual event. There's been calls from fans for WWE to move away from WarGames and instead reintroduce the traditional 5v5 matchups. There have even been calls from fans to see WWE reintroduce the classic Raw vs SmackDown matches. And finally, Backstage news on a huge title win. Our final story today takes a look at the reaction backstage to Zelina Vega winning the women's US title. According to PW Insider Elite, a lot of people were happy for Vega backstage, especially with a huge win being on the same show that her husband Aleister Black returned to WWE programming. There was a lot of people happy for Zelina Vega last week regarding a US Championship win, especially it being on the same show her husband Aleister Black returned on, as the timing meant he was able to be there to see it personally. Now hopefully Vega has a decent reign with the title, as Chelsea Green's reign was called out for being lackluster, and specific criticism was directed to the fact that the US title failed to make a single appearance on a major premium live event. But there you have it folks, our look at Raw as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.